they could see a person do a good deed, like maybe a homeless guy who's lived a life of debauchery and alcoholism jumps forward to like save a kid from a speeding car, and they both live. And the Hindu thinks, if I murder that person, that homeless guy right now, that was the best act of their life. They will be reborn a prince. Whereas if I let them live, they will wallow back into alcoholism. I will sacrifice my karmic well-being to give these people graceful exits onto their next life. Like, none of this contradicts empirical.
Disagree with that.
None of this disagrees with empirical reality. Everything that I just said disagrees with empirical reality. But a person could have a religious belief in reincarnation that could totally morally justify that. That's what would make them so dangerous. All of the things that legitimize their belief.
Holy wars have been fought over that. You can't, you're trying to. The perception I'm getting off of this, I get what you're going at. I mean, I would obviously always keep debating and trying to prevent that person, because we're looking for all-encompassing. We're looking for all-encompassing theories of spirituality that have to coincide with empirical data, because the empirical data isn't enough. We have to build off of that into something that's holistic for everybody.
Nothing they believe contradicts empirical data. We don't have empirical data on reincarnation. It's non-falsifiable. It's as falsifiable as any other spiritual belief. So how could you explain to them that what they're doing is wrong?
Say that, tell them that the good does not wash out the bad, and vice versa. And those are reasons I would try and keep debating it to the point that I would have to stand and fight against them and say, no, that homeless person doesn't deserve to die. Maybe that shows they're worthy of good and doing good things, and that's why we should try and find them a good job.
They're just being sent to their next life for a next chance. Nothing's being taken from them. They get a new body. No harm is being done. Their death is painless. They're getting a new shot at everything.
The fight against entropy is getting pushed off, and the ability to progress and have more welfare is being pushed further and further down the road. And we have to keep. That. Well, then I find the empirical data and it build as part of an argument to explain it to them and find it through and explain it through actual symbology and say, we're trying to fight the empirical Ragnarok. You can draw empirical parallels between entropy and the big crunch and stuff like Ragnarok. Things.
We only have theories about the nature of the universe. We don't have concrete evidence. We haven't been around long enough to know. They think that the universe is cyclical, just the way that human lives are. So they don't think there's any of that. They think that what all they're doing is allowing a life of misery